Well, of course, talking about Martin Luther King Jr. on this special day, he fought for social justice. And I don't know if you realize, but there is a place in St. Pete that really shines a spotlight on just that. And I am so excited to welcome to the show, behind the Dr. Carter G. Woodson African American Museum, the lovely Terry Lipsey Scott. Good morning, Terry, Executive Director. How you doing today?
Good morning, Natalie, and thank you so much for having me.
I'm so glad to be able to talk about this and highlight your museum and the importance and significance of being able to talk about our history, especially African American history. And, we're coming on the MLK Day, and I feel like it's a time to reflect, but this is what you do all year round, right, Terry?
Absolutely. The Carter G. Woodson African American Museum honors, celebrate, commemorate African American history 365 days out of the year. And Dr. King is certainly one of those individuals that we just take pride in highlighting at the Woodson Museum among so many other notables and so many that are not so notable. We are proud to, in fact, embrace African American history each and every day.
I'm curious, every museum has, a purpose, and I can obviously, in just talking with you, know where your purpose lies and is so important. But I want to get the museum's mission. Why is this so essential to remember our past, remember our history, and then be able to celebrate it right in our backyard?
The Woodson's mission is to preserve, present, interpret, and celebrate African American history. As a result of so many untold stories and the absence of the African Americans' contribution to this nation's history, it is indeed extremely important that it's integrated in the teachings, learning, and understanding of all, not just our local scholars, not just scholars abroad, but for each individual to be mindful of how critical and how important the introduction and lack thereof for so many years of the African American story and contributions.
Let's talk exhibits, if you will, because I know the artwork is definitely one of the important facets there of the museum. What do you have going on right now?
Currently, we have on display the works of Dr. Dallas Jackson. And Dr. Jackson is, in fact, working on his MFA with Savannah College of Art and Design. He has created just an extraordinary body of work, the emergence of two pandemics. And with that, during the pandemic, he created a body of work that's second to none. We have brought in folks from all over who have just really appreciated the essence of Dr. Jackson's work. But in addition, we also host African American artists from all over the Southeast region. And it creates an extraordinary opportunity for those individuals who typically don't have a platform to showcase their work to do so with the Woodson.
I love that. Hey, we were taking a look at some of the pictures, of course, of the museum, and I think I saw a rendering in there. I think I saw some of the big plans for the future, Terry. Let people in on what you're working and how the future looks so bright.
Oh, Natalie, thank you so much. The current location resides in what used to be a public housing community center. However, our vision is far broadened since our early days at the Carter G. Woodson on 2249th Ave South. The city has gifted the Woodson 5.5 acres of land along the city's most historic African American corridor in St. Petersburg, affectionately known as the Deuces. And we're in the throes now of a $27 million campaign in order to create Florida's first purpose built African American museum. Let me say that again, Florida's first purpose built African American museum, because there are numerous African American museums throughout the state,
Mhm.
but they're all retrofitted buildings. Some old school, some old church, some old public housing community center. But this will create an opportunity, in my mind, for us to become the Smithsonian of the South, showcasing African American history and art.
Terry, I love hearing that. And we're so lucky to have that right here in the Bay Area. We are lucky to have you on the show today. thank you for joining us. Let's go ahead, give information. Is the best way to stay up to date just following the Woodson online? Is that what you'd recommend, the website?
Absolutely. Our website is woodsonmuseum.org. We also have a Facebook page, Dr. Carter G. Woodson African American Museum, and we welcome you Tuesday through Friday from 12 to 5, 2240 9th Avenue South in St. Petersburg, Florida.
Perfect. Great job. What a wonderful segment. Wonderful to meet you. You got to come back, okay?
We'll look forward to it, and thank you so much again for having us.